Have you ever heard that employee is exceptional, or that person just knows everything, or they've been here for a really long time and they really know everything about this business? That person needs to be promoted. Then that person gets promoted, and all of a sudden employee satisfaction starts to go down. You're starting to see open positions come up because you're getting a lot of people wanting to leave, and they ultimately fail as a leader. Yeah, me too. Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from BA Solutions, and I want to talk to you about some of the things that I've been seeing on Reddit recently, and I think it's really important to talk about. I found a post on a leadership subreddit. I'm going to read it and give my input, but I will also put the link below. The scenario is this. There is a leader that has an employee that is truly exceptional. I'm actually going to read the edit because I think it offers a lot of context, but ultimately this leader is very concerned about the culture of the rest of the team because of this employee. The high performer that I'm referring to is genuinely exceptional, not just relatively good compared to the rest of the team. And the team knows it too. Think Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley in terms of technical ability and output, without the ego and the sarcasm. To be clear, the team is performing overall well. This is not a case of weak performers needing coaching. I'm talking about psychology of having someone who operates at such a high level inside an otherwise strong team, and how to appreciate the talent while keeping everybody else motivated and growing. Too much praise for one person, even when they've earned it, can make things awkward or discouraging to others who are also doing good work. So after I read this post, I looked in the comments and I saw a lot of this person needs to be promoted, this person needs to be put into leadership, and I disagree. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that this person shouldn't be promoted. There is a possibility that that is the case. However, there are steps that need to happen prior to any promotion. Because referring back to the beginning of my video, how often have we seen people just get promoted, not been given the tools, and then they end up failing, right? And then it ends up being really bad for the company. So these are some of the steps that I would look at before I would even consider a promotion in this scenario. Number one, does this person even want to be promoted? I will tell you that there have been plenty of people that I have worked with who are stellar at their jobs, and they have zero desire to ever go into leadership. And completely understandable, right? Being a leader isn't easy. So you have to make sure that this person would even be on board at this point to even be promoted. Second thing to consider, are they okay if they want to be promoted in the group that they had already been working with? So now you have people who've been coworkers and colleagues, and now all of a sudden you are the one up over the person who you've been working with for 10 years. That can also put people in a lot of very strange situations and really uncomfortable situations. And unless this person has the skills and the tools to be able to manage that type of relationship, unfortunately, it can be really hard and actually cause people to fail in a leadership role. So that is another really important thing to think about. Number three, is this person even ready to be promoted? I think this is probably the biggest and most important question, because let's face it, how many of us have actually been put in leadership positions and it has been really rough, whether we've made mistakes, whether we didn't jive with that team, and why would you want to just throw somebody into a scenario like that? I think that what's really important, what you need to consider, is the fact that this person is probably going to need some mentorship. This person is probably going to need to follow a couple of your leaders, especially one of your top performing leaders, in order to be able to kind of get insight. And I think classes are a good thing too. Now, I'm not saying any specific class. I know there's a ton of classes that do a really good job of teaching a lot of different tools, but you can't just take somebody who has been in this role and does a great job and knows the job inside and out and then think that they're going to be a great fit for managing other people, because that is a completely different skill set than just doing whatever they've been doing for the past 5, 10, 15 years. Something else that you need to consider before you promote a high performer is make sure that they understand what the metrics are. The reason why I'm saying that is unintentionally, sometimes some of these high performers will try to hold the entire team to the expectation that they set for themselves, and that in and of itself can cause major culture problems, because there's going to be other employees that may not be able to meet those metrics, and that's when people start feeling left behind, and that is when you start getting employee dissatisfaction. So definitely something to watch out for. So back to the original question that this post was actually asking about. How in the world do you manage this one high-performing employee without killing the rest of your culture, right? So here are my thoughts on that. Now, do I think that the praise for this person needs to stop? Most definitely not. We do not want to stifle what's happening here. We want this person to feel valued, and we want them to know that they are doing a wonderful job, and we would never want to stop that. However, we do have to remember that this employee is part of the team, right? And as a leader, it is our job to know and be able to meet our teams where they are. So this means that praise needs to go to everybody on your team. So if you have somebody who is not to the level of this extraordinary employee, but they did an absolutely great job on a project, you need to make sure that you praise that to the same level that you just praised that other employee, right? Because what that does is that helps with the motivation, because you are taking in the knowledge of what you know of your employees, and you're saying, hey, I recognize that you did a great job, and you're spreading that praise across the entire team. This is a part of how you build a good culture. This also shows your entire team that you are paying attention and that you're not just paying attention to this one person. This will also help bring that other person back in, because now we've moved from one person taking the spotlight to the whole team taking a spotlight, and that is really super important here. So you got to hear my thoughts. What are yours? Please drop a comment below. If you think this content would help you, hit subscribe. Thank you for watching our video, and we'll see you in the next one.